So I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I wanted to just do a little bit of a life update with everything that's going on right now. There is so much going on. I'm pulling my hair out daily. So I wanted to just a little bit more of a one-to-one relaxed format. Just sit down and share some of my sort of wins and losses at the moment, my struggles, everything that's happening in my life as a content creator and someone trying to launch a business on the side. As I said, there's just so much going on, and just want to sort of lay out my plans and strategy over the next sort of few months and the rest of the year, hoping to just stay alive and thriving and achieve what I want with what I'm doing right now. So as I kind of announced in previous videos, I'm launching my own business with a number of other founders. It's kind of an agency style business around sort of premium tech content. And my God, I think now I know why so many people fail in business. I did not quite prepare myself for the amount of stuff in the back end that needs to be done. Like, I feel like I've got quite a lot to do, and then there's all of the operational side, setting up all of the customer journey workflows. We're just finalizing all of the branding and the website at the moment, and figuring out like outreach and sort of operational processes when we take on a client, and how do we maintain sort of high standards. And oh my God, it's just this extra thing now that's been added to my content creation workload that I don't think I had quite prepared myself for, in terms of the sort of amount that needs to not just be done, but be thought about. There are now just so many things in my head that I have to now think about, different decisions to make, plans and paths to go down. And part of me loves it, and part of me is like, wow, this is gonna be like this for quite a long time. However, the business itself is looking like it's going to be very worthwhile. We have a very good network of people and businesses. Everybody is in the right place. We're going after VCs who are investing in tech startups to try and become their partners, so we create content for their tech startups. And now we're just trying to, I guess, build the teams of editors and creators. And I will say, if you are an editor or creator, I'll put some forms in the description. We're looking to start building a library of editors that can animate in certain styles, and also creators who are making videos UGC style. So you're not expected to have an audience, you just need to have sort of good quality audio and video. And when we actually get brands wanting videos to be made for them, we'll be then looking through our library for people that fit the profile that they want. So yeah, have a look in the description and fill out the form if you want to. But yeah, we're just kind of doing that, and that's part of my responsibility. Creative direction, my role is creative director. So it's essentially just quality control, making sure that we're adhering to a certain creative standard across the work that we're going to be producing for brands. And I think it's going to, we're going to scale, I think, very fast, just because of the network that we have access to. Everybody who is in the founding team has experience in what we're doing, and also has a network of brands that will want our service. So we're off to a great starting point. I think the trajectory of the business is whatever I can dream of, to be honest. The long-term goal is to build the agency into the largest tech content studio in the world, specializing in creating content for tech. There isn't anything that exists like that now. All of the big sort of content agencies are very much focused on lifestyle, as they traditionally have, and all of the sort of lower size agencies, the smaller ones, well, they just produce shit content, a lot of them, because they're just in it for the money and not really in it for creating sort of impactful, like high quality standard of work. I won't do anything that isn't a certain standard. My bar is very high up here, and I pride myself on the stuff that I put out and the stuff that my name gets associated to. And I'm not a perfectionist. I just like stuff to be done right. And that, as a part of my own downfall, is that like that means I tend to overthink stuff and spend too long on stuff. And I think that's going to be a very big challenge for me. And if we want to move fast and progress forward, I'm going to have to, I don't say drop my standard, but I'm going to have to make decisions quicker, I think. And I think that's going to be very challenging for me. And then I guess on the other side, I've got the AI channel that I have launched. I've done 2 videos and I'm struggling with that, to be honest. I'm just not finding the time to spend learning enough about the tool that I want to make the video on in order to sort of get lots of good outputs to then make the video. I don't want to make a video on something that I don't feel like I've educated myself enough on. My strategy on that channel was to do more of like a highly animated intro and then walkthroughs. And I actually think a better strategy for growth in the short term for that channel is to actually just get lower quality videos out in terms of editing, but when new updates come out. So Midjourney just launched a new video platform. Like, can I be one of the first ones to make a video on the next day? Because I know a lot of people will be searching for that, and it doesn't matter too much about the quality of the video when you're first to market. So I'm just kind of reevaluating my strategy on that channel rather than putting tons of effort into, I guess, deep dives, which inevitably are not getting many views because it's a fresh channel. Maybe it's better if I just take a little bit of a different approach in order to make it, 1, easier for me to make videos, and 2, easier to grow. I'm obviously still managing my short form channels at the moment, trying to be consistent with those, moving towards sort of 1-2 videos a week. I've secured some great brand partnerships recently, one with Adobe. I've got a very good relationship there with someone at Adobe, and I've done 2 videos for them so far, and a 3rd one's on the way. And they sort of pay pretty good money for me to be able to live off that. Just did a video for Eleven Labs, one of my favorite AI voice brands. I'm super happy to be working with them. I've made a ton of videos on them organically, done lots of views, and now I'm actually sort of being paid to make those videos, which is paid to make 1 video, which is great. They're both on my short form channels if you want to watch those. And then, you know, I've just also had a few life curveballs. One, I've had some scaffolding put on my balcony without any notice. I'm going through lots of formal complaint processes with health and safety regulators. Had a major leak in my bathroom, which means that it needs to be completely refitted. So I'm having to like speak to the insurer, get quotes and that. And then another big news is I've actually just left my agency as well. Things just didn't quite work out as they had planned, so now I'm self-managed. And all of that hasn't happened in the last month whilst I've been trying to manage the launch of the business. And the problem with me is that when things happen in my life that are a little bit negative or require thought and just thinking of, writing professional emails, communicating with people, I just hate it because I consume so much mental energy. I spiral like a lot, really badly, where I'll be overthinking how I've acted or what I've said or what I need to say, and I'll just replay a scenario in my head hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times all day long. I can't get out of my head until like 4 or 5 days later, and then I'll get an email back from one of these things, and then it happens again, and it's been really it's just been sucking energy out of me whilst I've been trying to also start the business, launch the 2nd YouTube channel, do the short form. I'm questioning whether I'm doing too much. That's a big question in my head. Can I manage it? I think I can. I just need to be a bit more stricter and more disciplined with going to bed earlier and focusing more. I said that I was going to do it in a previous video. I haven't been. I've been going to bed late. My sleeping schedule is all over the place. I still sleep good, but one night I'll go to bed at 1. One night I'll go to bed at 11. Another night I'll go to bed at 2. If I'm making brand videos that need to be done, I have to get those done. And I've just also laxed in a bit of my fitness. I've just actually got back from a run, made me feel great, reminded me that I need to just make that a priority, because whenever I go running, it just relieves all that stress from me. Whenever I go running and I have a smile on my face, have some nice music on, I think about the positive things that are happening and all the good things that are happening and all the bad things and the negative things. I think, I'm like, they'll get sorted. Don't worry, Ben. If you're waiting on something and it can't be done now, then stop fucking thinking about it. I have to remind myself that constantly. I struggle to do that. And so, yeah, I love running and that kind of is helping a little bit. And I'm just sort of, again, one of the big things about me when it comes to my content creation and I guess the whole of the business is always just rethinking the strategy. Not every day, but every week, every couple of weeks, every month, I sit down, I think, am I doing what I think is the right thing that is taking me towards my goals? Ask myself, what are my goals? My goals are always changing. I don't usually have set goals. I have sort of, my ultimate goal is just being able to spend my time doing what I enjoy. There isn't this end point to that. There isn't a point in 5 years' time where I think I would like to get to that point. As long as I'm spending my time doing what I enjoy, then I foresee myself doing that for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, until I die, right? And that could involve work, or quote unquote work. If I enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work. Do I think I'm gonna be working till I'm 50, 60? Probably. I'll be doing something that is mentally stimulating, and that might be work because it's earning me money and it's fulfilling and rewarding. I'm not someone that just likes to go and play outside in my free time. I like to sit at my computer and learn and just think about how I can develop myself personally and professionally. And so I guess in the short, medium term, what my goals are, I guess to get the business up and running, and I guess to smooth out some of the processes and make sure that I am happy with the time that I'm committing to it. I'm happy with the standard of work, and just I'm like, you know, I've got the tasks that I'm responsible for locked into my routine, and it feels like a habit to me. Right now, all of these new tasks are not habits to me. You know, making videos, making content, I've been doing that for years. It's very seamless for me. There are bits that I don't enjoy. There are bits that take a little bit longer for me to think about and process, but fundamentally, I know how to make videos and it doesn't stress me out too much. The business side is, because I said at the start of the video, I wasn't prepared for how much work there was to be done from me and just from the whole team. Everybody is working very hard to launch, and so yeah, getting that up and running and all the processes smoothed out is, I guess, a short-term goal. Content wise, on the short form channels, I've ummed and ahed about sort of doing different content and trying to like take it in a different direction, but honestly, I don't think I've got the time and energy for that. I don't think I need to. I think my style and the way that I create content is very cemented. I think people enjoy it. I think it's valuable. I think I've got a nice style of edit, and you know, people say, you know, don't fix what's not broken. I think I would like to experiment more, but experimentation requires more energy and more thought. And then you come with the problem of when you put more energy and thought into a new style of content or a new piece of content, and when it performs shit, you kind of like, oh, you feel demotivated, and then you do it again, and then it doesn't work, and then you're like, oh, what's the fucking point? Like, I might as well just go back to the other stuff. So there's always that mental battle that I have and lots of creators have. On the long form side with this channel, I'm actually quite enjoying this channel, to be honest. It's grown, like I spoke a few months ago about sort of not really knowing where it was going. I tried vlogging, I didn't particularly enjoy that. It's very time consuming. And now I've sort of gone through more sort of editing, practical tips. Now I'm doing sort of stuff like this, just chilling out and chatting. And I actually, do you know what I love about this channel is because I have committed myself to just being okay with just creating whatever I want, and it doesn't matter what the video does in terms of views. It doesn't matter to me if people leave me comments saying, oh, hey Ben, we don't like this, or you should create this because like that's what, like you need to create in the same thing. No, I don't. It's my channel. I can create what I want on this channel, and ultimately I think I've found freedom on this channel. I haven't pigeonholed myself into a certain style or niche like I have on my short form channel. I think my niche is creators. My niche is still people that want to make videos, and that can just allow me to create in such a broad area. This channel is becoming, again, like stuff for creators, but also just more a little bit about me, because I don't think I do that enough on any of my other channels. It's always been focused on the thing that I'm sharing rather than, I guess, what's happening with me in my life and sort of how I manage content creation and everything else. And I think I'm just enjoying speaking about that as almost like a little bit like therapy, you know, because I live by myself. I don't go out too much. I don't see my friends as much as I'd like. I don't socialize too much. I spend a lot of time indoors. I chat to a few people sort of on the phone and stuff, and my parents, to sort of, I guess, express frustration sometimes and just get things off my chest. And I think this channel has just now, it feels like another place for me to do that, even though I am just talking to a lens here and looking into the camera here, but it still feels real. For me, I've got to a point where, because I've created video for quite a long time, even though I am just talking to a lens, I've trained myself to think and believe that I'm talking to you, to those people who are going to be in the comments, to those people who were in the comments in the last video. Like, I have like all of you just subconsciously in my head, so it feels like I'm talking to you. And so yeah, just a little bit of advice there if you're also struggling to, I guess, talk directly into a lens, but also feel like you're talking to people. Yeah, just imagine that people are there. And yeah, the other sort of miscellaneous things that are happening, I'm trying to grow a little bit more on LinkedIn still. Talked about that in other videos. Still, I'm not being consistent there either. You know, it's so difficult being on all platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, you know, short form, long form. I have a podcast as well. Haven't been live streaming as much as on TikTok. That has taken a back seat because I guess I've just lacked the energy to do that in the evening and the time, because I've just been working all day long. I'd like to live stream a bit more on TikTok, and also just be a bit more consistent on LinkedIn. I post on Threads a little bit, not so much on X. I'm just trying to, I guess, find a balance. And I think for me, the business is the key part of the puzzle here long term, because the business will build a revenue and an income for me, which will mean that all of the pressure that I put on myself to make money from my content will be relieved, because the business will grow into something that probably pays me very handsomely. And so then financially, there's no stress for me to, I guess, upkeep my social channels as much as I have done in the past, where I feel like I've had to, because I have to get the brand deals, I have to make the money here, I have to be everywhere. Whereas now I've come to peace with the fact that maybe I just, even though I'm everywhere, I don't have to post as much. If I want to miss a day or two, I can. If I want to be a little bit inconsistent, that's okay too, because everything is growing. Everything is moving in the right direction. I've never been too focused on sort of growing as fast as possible, because I know I'm going to be here for a very, very long time. This is what I love doing. I love making content. I love talking about content. I love studying content. And I've always said in the past, you know, if you have a long-term mindset, there's just no way that you won't be successful, because if you're making videos for 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years, like imagine you make videos for 15 years, like I'm 31 now, imagine I'm making videos till I'm 45, like imagine I make one YouTube video every week till I'm 45, 56, what's that? That's 600-700 videos, and my short form, that's another 1,000 or so videos. That's a lot of videos. And it doesn't matter if one video doesn't perform well, or if I miss a week here, or I miss a week there. If I'm ultimately still creating, my personal brand is growing. The business and the opportunities that I get from being across all of those channels will grow. People will know who I am more people will know who I am. I'll build more brand awareness, just like a normal business and brand that, you know, has a logo, and they start to sell more people know about them, more people buy from them. That's essentially what happens with me and my content. More people find out about me, more people watch my content. I don't really have anything to sell, but followers and engagement and all those sorts of things that you get from people watching your content brings more opportunities. And I like to cherry pick my opportunities. That's the best thing about my position now, is that I can decide to say no to 98% of brand deals and just go with 11 Labs and Adobe's and the bigger brands, like the brands that actually make good products and, you know, have sort of really good brand sort of image and identity and association, because I want to be associated to those things and brands, because that will then bring more opportunities from other brands. And so yeah, my strategy there is to just, I guess, keep doing what I'm doing. Keep doing what I'm doing, try to keep smiling, definitely keep running, try and improve my sleep. My diet is good. That is the one thing that is always consistent. I get my food actually delivered. I get it from a company called Thrive. They deliver like these microwave meals, but they're like already done. You just put them in the microwave. I get like 12 of them a week, my lunch and dinner, and then I cook on the weekends because I don't really like cooking. And that just saves me so much time. And it's so valuable, honestly. Like, because I live by myself, I don't have to consider anyone else in terms of their food preferences. And the food is actually all right as well. So yeah, diet is locked in. Sleep could be better. Fitness could be better. I'll work on those things. And I think if I can just be a bit more focused and disciplined in the mornings, get the stuff done that's the hard stuff, spend the afternoons and the evenings doing the creative stuff, be a little bit more social, go to a few more networking events, I think I'll start to fix some areas in my life that are causing more stress for me. And I think I'll have a better balance of being able to manage the workload that is inevitably going to grow as things start to move forward. And hopefully I will just be happy. That's the most important thing for me is just, am I happy? Do I want to wake up in the morning? Most days, yes. Some days, no, I'm just a normal human being. You know, there are some days where I'm like, oh fuck, I've got so much to do today. I already want it to end. That's inevitable. Those days will always come. But I think if I can just focus on having a bit more balance, then hopefully those days will be reduced, because in the last couple of months, there's been way too many of those days, more than I would have liked, and more than probably ever before in the last 2 years. So yeah, hopefully the last 2 months won't sort of come back. I've definitely had a good last few weeks where things have sort of gone away and died off, and I've settled a little bit. Doing a workshop for SanDisk next week, pretty cool, talking about some of their products. You know, I did a video for SanDisk on my YouTube channel a couple of videos ago, and they've now invited me to do a little workshop, nice little half-day pay there, that's for sure. So yeah, that's exciting. I've got a few other little events, and hopefully I'll try and enjoy the summer and just stay inside and work. But yeah, I think that's the video. That's just, well, that was a fucking long ramble. That was a nice ramble, I think, though. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Hopefully that was very insightful into where I'm at, where I'm going, and where I want to be. And if you have any questions, always drop them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.